The boy is back. The bounce is back. Let's get it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and we working. It never rains in Northern California. Nah, it's actually raining right now. Somebody get the strap, man. We working. Get the strap. Get the strap. Oh my gosh, let's get it, man. Is it working for y'all? If y'all can hear me fine, press 5. Yeah, man. The kid had to come back. I jumped back like 3-2. Ugh. Shout out to Anthony Wheeler. That's a nice haircut, Ego. Yeah, man. No Shave November is finito. You know, I did my part. I actually didn't even do it the full month. My shit grows hella quick. I did it for most of the month, though, because I actually didn't even think about doing it. And then I was just like, fuck it. So I just went the rest of the month. What's up with everybody? Hold on. Yeah, man, we gonna talk about it. Can y'all hear me good? Hold on. I don't think y'all can hear me good enough. We gotta warm the mic up, per usual. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's do the roll call. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Oh shit, I fucked it up. Hold on, we gonna run it back. From the top. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Tell me where you at? Where you at? Where you from? They said they could hear me right now. I'm sounding good in the vocals. Hey, city, state, zip. Rep, where you from? City, state, zip. And we about to spray the clip. Let's get it, man. Shout out to Cincinnati, Nasty Natty. Eddie Hearns. Hollywood, Florida. They in the building. What? Where y'all at? Chicago, Garfield Park. Boxing. Pasadena. West Side. I told you, West Side, California. They got my back. I will be at the Wilder Fury fight. I'm going to go there probably late. Actually, I'm pissed off because I guess the inclement weather, I have a package something for my gear that I was planning on using on the trip. It was supposed to be here today, but I got the message saying the shit ain't going to be here until Thursday. I guess because of the weather. It's coming from like Atlanta or Kentucky or somewhere. So I'm kind of annoyed. Hold on. Hella annoying, man. Shout out to Washington Heights. Look how they did your boy. The estimated delivery has been changed. Delivery by Thursday. Man, what? I sat around waiting all day thinking this shit was coming today. Then they gonna pull that. I almost didn't say it. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers. All right, okay, you think you can do this to me? I'll have you shipping packages from Pakistan when I get finished with you. That shit pissed me off. You ever wait for a package? You wait and wait. See, I be ordering all the time, like for Amazon and stuff, and packages that I don't really need per se, like right away. It's not time sensitive. Those always come on time. And then when I need something like for a trip, now it's delayed. Shout out to Baltimore, Be More, where they see more. Shout out to Hercules. Where y'all at? 1, 2, 3. Where y'all at? 1, 2, 3. We run the game. I said we running like Jackie Joyner. Let's get it. UK, stand up. We about to talk this boxing talk. Let's get it. Now, I don't know. Eddie Hearn. I just like saying that now. Listen, let's just jump straight into it. Big fight this weekend. New media. Shout out to my guy Aaron. Big fight brought the haters out. That's the best way to put it. See? Look, Beyonce Wilder is a bum. Yet your dumbass, in less than 10 minutes that we've been on, the first whole portion of this was doing a roll call, and you already up here hating. Beyonce Wilder is a bum and all that shit, bro. But why did you come on a video about him? The video is about, you see? Do you see what I deal with? They say, oh, you a Wilder dick rider, but then they make a deliberate beeline to come to my videos with Wilder in the name. Nobody knows Wilder, yet yo dumbass clicked on the video ASAP Rocky. Boxingego, your videos are biased as hell. All right, we got a hot seat. What's biased? So you said plural. So we'll start with one subject, and let's see if you make it out. Just watch that video of Fury in LA. I didn't do no video of Fury in LA. What did I say that was biased? You said I'm biased, and you talking about Fury in LA. Bro, strike one. You talking about Fury in LA. I never made no video about Fury in LA. This is gonna be an easy one. I said, chill, Swiss. I got an easy one. Blazes Buster. See, they already don't want you. No, he about to go elsewhere. You're biased and a hater towards what Hearn is doing. Okay, that's great. So for the umpteenth time, we've heard your standpoint, but now we want to see some receipts. So what did I say? Can't appreciate a man that's doing something good for the sport. Okay, great. We get the standpoint in which you were speaking. So what did I say that was so biased that you disagree with? If you suggest that I'm biased without actually telling us what I said that was biased, you will immediately be disqualified. Good luck. Tell us, start getting to the receipts. Tell me what I said that you disagree with. Okay, so I'm super biased. Give us your non-biased review. So what have I said that you disagree with? Or something I said that was superbly biased? Your next comment determines your fate. Shooters, get ready. Strap up. Strap season. This is how we doing them. They always keep saying the same thing over. You're biased. You're biased. Okay, great. We get it. I'm biased. Now explain it. The truth got you lot hurting. Get rid of them. It's okay. Yeah, you're right. It's okay. Watch what happens this weekend. Bro, but none of that has anything to do with me being biased. Shooters, clap him. That was easy. You see? He said, watch what happens this weekend. No matter what happens this weekend, Joshua ain't fighting him. So what are you talking about? What happens this weekend? Shout out to Anthony McLean. He said talking in circles. See, they act like I said something incorrect, but then every time it comes time for them to show receipts and spell it out, this is what you get. A bunch of rambling. Shout out to the shooter who got rid of him. They keep saying, oh, you're biased. Oh, we get it. I'm biased. Now, what did I say? Then they never show proof. Ego, do you have any sponsors? No, I got channel members. We on some different shit. I don't need sponsors. I mean, if I get sponsors, I get them. But at the moment, you know, the fans hold me down and my hard work. So, Ego be putting their ass out like Martin. What's up? Yeah, motherfucker, I'm Martin Lawrence. He said, I'm trying to tell you they know me. They don't know you, honey. I say, what's up? Man, sit your ass down. That shit is funny. That dude, that angry black dude, he said, man, sit your ass down. He said, Richard Roundtree over there. That shit was funny. Martin's one of my favorite shows. BDB, get to stepping. Yeah, man, sit your ass down. Listen, they all see how many ways can you call someone biased? That's stall tactics. That's like when you trying to think of something and you just keep saying the same thing over and over. You're biased. All you do is hate on AJ. Okay, what did I say? All you do is hate on her. Okay, what did I say? Oh, watch what happens this weekend. Okay, what did I say? Oh, what about the video of Fury? You stalling. You could have been told us. You could have already explained what I said was biased. You could have elaborated. You could have put links. You could have showed receipts. You could have showed examples, but you choose not to. You just choose to keep saying the same thing over and over. And that's why we got to get you in that hot seat. We got to get you in that hot seat. It's okay. You know, he called him Jim Kelly too. Hey, that's funny as fuck. Martin's hilarious. He said, "Oh, that's there. He said, what you got, a bank account in Switzerland, boy? Typing all them numbers, boy. You got a bank account in Switzerland, boy? Get ready to take you down, boy. Get ready to take you down, boy." Martin the fool. See, look, Wilder Fury bringing the haters out. Listen, let's not forget. You got motherfuckers talking about ticket sales. You got motherfuckers talking about the pay-per-view buy rate and 50, 60, 70% of the venue is not sold out. What part of the game is this when a meaningful fight, they want to deconstruct every single thing? Listen, this is why new media reigns supreme. Death Row E's believe in it, because they want to be like us so bad that they try to implore our tactics. But the thing is, you know, when I'm making a video or DBN and we doing that new media shit, we're doing it with a purpose. We're bringing up reference points and stuff like that. They're doing it arbitrarily. They don't even know how to finesse it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I do, the content I put out when I'm trying to make a point is deliberate. You know, when I'm trying to make a point, it's like I'm showing you, like I'm usually like responding or rebuttaling, maybe even countering. These motherfuckers try to be like us, so they pull it up fucking Ticketmaster and StubHub and Tyson Fury asking people in LA. But that, it don't have nothing to do with what you're not making the same point. Listen, even let's say hypothetically, let's say they sold one ticket to Wilder Fury, right? One ticket, hypothetically. Let's cut the bullshit, like Canelo said. Let's say hypothetically, let's say they sold one ticket. The reason you can't bring it up and new media us is because the Wilder fanboys or the Wilder fans or the people you try to paint out like they're spin doctors, they're not arguing, like from what I've seen, they're not arguing who's the A side. They're not arguing and saying, hey, in America, Deontay Wilder is bigger than LeBron James. They're not saying, hey, Wilder can't go through the streets of, you know, Kentucky or New York without being stopped for an autograph. Nobody has really said that. You get me? So therefore, you trying to be like new media and bring up these points, it's really a moot point because nobody said that Deontay Wilder reigned supreme and he was like the national treasure in this big country we got called the United States of America. On the flip side of that, Eddie Hearns is the one who's constantly criticizing the American business infrastructure as it relates to boxing. He's the one constantly saying that Joshua is the A-side. Eddie Hearns and Team Joshua are the constant ones talking about this A-side leverage and how they have to overpay guys 6, 7, 8 times their market value. Eddie Hearns is the one talking about market value of a fighter and can they fill up a stadium. And Eddie Hearns is the one talking about, you see Wilder, he fell on the ground and he fainted when they heard that they sold $1 million worth of tickets in the first hour. If we only sold $1 million worth of tickets in the first hour for a Joshua event, then we would have a heart attack because Joshua, he sells 5-10 million in the first hour. So they're not even doing it right. You can't be new media because you're not coming from a logical, rational palette, and you're making points that the Wilder fans aren't even making, or you're trying to counter points that they aren't even making. G Diddy says, you okay, ego? Motherfucker, does it look like I was left off bad and bougie? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So anyway, don't distract me with the dumb shit. I'm gonna just get my shooters to start clapping. What you talking about? Are you okay? What you, Michael Jackson? Ego, you okay? Say, Ego, you okay? Are you okay, Ego? What you talking about, Ego? I'm talking. You know, motherfucker, I look fresh. What you mean? Am I okay? Okay. What you mean? Am I okay, bro? What y'all talking about, bro? Ego, you okay? Say, Ego, you okay? Are you okay, Ego? Ego, you like, fuck, where did that even come from? Are y'all drunk? Y'all be drinking that fifth. I just drank a fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive? Like, y'all be coming on my shit drunk and shit. This is not Alcohol Anonymous. You stepped into the wrong room. What y'all talking about, bro? Like, motherfucker, I am boxing. What you talking about? Am I okay? Eddie Hearns. Listen, I'm turned up. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Get the strap. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me with the weirdo stuff. Hey, Ego, how are you feeling? Oh, yeah. Do you like a bubble bath, Ego? Like, what you talking about, bubble baths and shit? Like, we talking boxing. Anyway, let me stop, man. You know, I just got the fresh cut. You know, the beer looking fitted and crunk. Let's get it. Beer gang. Shout out to Daniel. $5 super chat. He said, "Sub Ego, do the Christopher Watt." Man, I ain't doing these impersonating. Okay, you super chatted. So, your father, I said, your father, he be down if he had the wine. Y'all tripping. Y'all paying me to do impersonations and shit. Now, the goddamn getting good is your father, he be down if the dogs were eating sirloin. I wish Christopher Walken was a boxing commentator. You see, Wilder, when he fought Spilka, he knocked him the fuck out. That Christopher Walken would be alive. Get rid of Larry Merchant and okay, Chip, get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Put my boy Walken on there. You see, Wilder, his power is immense, and you see, if Wilder hit you with the right, that's how Christopher Walken would be talking to boxing and shit. You see, the black channels, if the blacks, if black people in the black channel, why do black people get haircuts? Why don't they go to a salon? Tell me why blacks like barbershops. Wait, what? That's how you know when a motherfucker's racist, when they just be stereotyping everything. Why do blacks hang out at barbershops and try to slang their mixtape? Like, damn, what you talking about? Slanging mix? What the fuck is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? We feeling good. We feeling great. Know what I mean? You not rocking with your man 50 Cent, man. Making hot new media, nigga. I just did a new deal with Stars, nigga. I told you, I got this game mastered. This shit easy. This shit easy work. You know, that's why we having fun. We doing impersonation. What y'all want? Y'all want 50? You know, I got a new show based on the life and the environment of Big Meats and BMF. It's gonna be on Stars, man. Something special. Make it hot. Let's get it. They said my son Takashi, he got jammed up by the feds, man. Listen, this is what I do. Anyway, back to the Tyson Fury Deontay. While y'all trying to get me distracted, it's okay. Listen, you can't be new media. You can't be us. You making up points that no. Who said Wilder is bigger than LeBron James and all this shit? Nobody said that. So you arguing for points that nobody in America, no America is even saying. See, when I see Wilder fans that are American, they talking about Wilder's pressing Anthony Joshua. Wilder wants that smoke. Wilder will stretch Joshua. That's the type of stuff that they're saying. So argue for what the shit that they're talking about. Nobody says Deontay Wilder is bigger than The Rock and, you know, he's a huge star and all this extra shit. So when you try to rebuttal using new media tag, it don't work, because the reason that any of us are even talking about this A side and business and B side and Z side and all this shit is because of their side. It's because of what they've said. This is a rebuttal. You ain't rebuttaling with Wilder fans or something directly from Wilder. Wilder never said, I'm so frustrated. I'm the biggest star in America. You know, if anything, Wilder has talked about and documented how it's different for an African-American fighter, and him being an African-American fighter, he's up against certain biases. And if he wasn't, then he would be a bigger star. So Wilder didn't even say he's the biggest star, but that side, Joshua's side, the UK fans, they're the ones that's saying nobody's worthy to fight Joshua. Who the fuck you all want to see Joshua fight then? You know what I'm saying? Who do y'all want him to fight? If Wilder is, if the only other fucking champion in the division is not worthy, who y'all want him to fight? You want him to fight fucking Papa Doc or some shit from 8 Mile and shit. Yeah, like that's what the AJ fan. I'm convinced the radical AJ man fans would be content and they would justify if AJ started, if he fought Papa Doc, even though Eminem chewed Papa Doc at 8 Mile, they would justify that. Oh yeah, Papa Doc. I mean, he made it to the end of the movie and he's just a big star. Papa Doc, he didn't even rap in the fucking movie, but they would justify that. That's how deranged and deluded some of these man fans are. It'd be like AJ versus Papa Doc. You know, Sky Sports and DAZN, they're going to put together a little package, little promo, and the fans would justify it. They would really try to act like they've been, like, begging for Papa Doc and AJ. You know, it's just, it's sad, really. You know, this guy Clarence, and Clarence lives at home with both parents, and Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. Like, you could at least fought Lotto. He said, tank top screaming, Lotto, I don't fit you. He said, I didn't hear a word you said. Hibbity hoopla. Look, y'all, this is Snoop Dogg with a fucking boob job. They would justify it. They don't give a fuck who Joshua fights. They just want to keep him winning. This is like all these radical, Canelo, all the radical man fans. They just want them to fight whoever makes money and win. That's not real boxing shit. You know, fucking Joshua versus Paulie Shore. Cool, buddy. Fucking son-in-law. I'm not trying to see that. I'm a boxing fan. Y'all want him to fight all these people. I can't be like that. You gotta have a backbone. Motherfuckers justify AJ versus Chuck Liddell knowing he just got knocked out in the first round and he about to be 50. Yeah, Chuck Liddell, I mean, he has a fan base. He's a UFC legend. He was in the UFC 2. You know, he was one of the early UFC guys, Chuck Liddell, and they would justify it. We're not doing that here. Listen, if you don't want to see Joshua versus Wilder and you claim to be a boxing fan, kiss my ass. Kiss my whole ass. Period. Just kiss my ass. Because you could try, let's just get down to the basics. Let's just get down to the bare bones basics. You could say nobody knows nobody knows Wilder. He's in LA and, you know, he's not a Crip and all this bullshit side conversations. But guess what? If he gets past Fury, that's the fight people want to see Joshua fight. The end. So all that other talking, all that, listen, we just, like, what I like to do, just like I do on the quick hits, cut all the fat, just get straight to the steak and potatoes. Let's just get straight to the, who is a better option for Joshua to face if Wilder gets past Fury than Wilder? Name someone who deserves it more, who would be a bigger fight right now. If you say Usyk, you might as well just jump into a frozen lake, like them videos. Just jump into a frozen lake so you fucking hit your tailbone and cry. Because Usyk he's not a star, and he's not even in the division yet. So bottom line is this. You could say, oh, nobody knows Wilder. Okay, great. Nobody knows him, but that's still the fight that every motherfucker keeps asking Eddie Hearn and Wilder and AJ and all Finkel and everybody involved with those sides. Every time there's a camera or microphone in their faces, that is the name, you know, that gets mentioned. Wilder to AJ, and then when it's Wilder, they're talking about him fighting AJ. It's that simple. Their names are synonymous. You know, so there's no other fight. If you really think, do you think Dillian White versus Derek Chisora winner is bigger than Wilder? So that's what I'm saying. Let's cut all the fat. Okay, no one knows Wilder. Great. So that being said, no one knows Wilder. What's a bigger fight? Dillian White, Derek Chisora winner, or Wilder? And you know the answer, so stop playing. So, these dudes don't really have an argument. They don't really have an argument. It's the biggest fight that could be made in that particular division. Yeah, Usyk at some point, maybe that becomes a great fight. But I don't even want to see him move up and fight a champion, in his first fight. Why? Holyfield moved up and had a fight or two at least before he started challenging the bigger names. He didn't just move up and automatically fought Tyson and Lennox Lewis his first fight. Book it. So why would we, Usyk's good. He can maybe challenge these guys. But you got to get past someone else. Get past someone lesser. Get past Luis Ortiz. Well, nobody want to go through Luis Ortiz. You notice that, right? They want to insult Luis Ortiz. Oh, he's fighting Travis Kaufman. Bro, I don't care if he's fighting Travis Coffin. He can be fighting a corpse. I don't care. Unless somebody's going to step up and take the Luis Ortiz challenge, then it don't matter. If nobody want to fight him, then he's listen, see, people want to fight AJ. Nobody really, except for Wilder, and he already got past him, nobody seems to want to fight Luis Ortiz. Beyond just talking, no one's really aggressively calling out Luis Ortiz. Okay, name somebody that's aggressively called out Luis Ortiz in the same fashion that Deontay Wilder has called out AJ. Like how Wilder's in the UK on Great Britain saying, "Oh, he's a coward." So who's going to Cuba and calling Luis Ortiz a coward and saying they got a date for you and chasing him like that? Name one person. Name one person that is just showing up to the fights or wants to show up to Luis Ortiz's fights and be in the crowd so they could confront him. Who's doing that? Gerald Miller ran up on AJ at the DAZN press conference. Who's doing that to Luis Ortiz when he's fighting Raz Cujano? They just coming up on stage like, "What's up? I want you next." Who's clubber langing Luis Ortiz? Exactly. Everyone keeps saying nobody. Final answer, no one. Exactly. Nobody's doing that. So stop playing. Stop playing games like we don't know. We know what's going on. Same thing they did with Rigondeaux. It took for Lomachenko, who, gold medalist 2 times as well in a higher division, for Rigondeaux to get a big name. And he bit off more than he could chew because, Lomachenko beat him. But the people ready-made, at 122 or 126, closer to his division, didn't want no smoke. We know how this game goes. Wilder versus Ortiz, I was paid to see it again. No, why? Okay, so Wilder already took the challenge. Why has he got to keep fighting Ortiz? Meanwhile, Ortiz already bounced back with the win, and nobody else got to fight him. That's bullshit. Oh yeah, Kev, y'all be on that bullshit. Nobody else got to fight Luis Ortiz but the guy who already gave him the opportunity and beat him by knockout. Why Wilder got to keep fighting him? So Wilder got to fight Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury, and then rematch Luis Ortiz. Now, if it happens later down the line, that's great. I think it could be a good fight. But why is one man? He's the only person that has to keep fighting this tough ass Cuban. That what? See, y'all condone sucker shit. Let's just say what it is. That's condoning sucker shit. So you're not gonna. Nobody else in the division is held accountable. Like Joseph Parker's fighting. God knows who this guy is. A florist or something. He sell flowers. I don't know who Flores. I don't know who that is. I don't know who you be. I don't know who you lost to. He's coming off 2 losses, so that's who he's fighting. Lucas Brown's fighting Papa Doc or somebody. I don't know who he's fighting. Dillian White fighting a guy he beat 2 years ago. AJ is, fighting whoever at Wembley. Gerald Miller just fought Dan Dog Dinner or whatever his name is, right? And then you gonna throw that back on Wilder, who knocked out him. That's sucker shit. That's straight up. There's no way you could justify it. So the guy who knocked him out has to keep fighting him. Meanwhile, no one else does. That's doesn't even make sense to me at all. Now listen, if Luis Ortiz keeps winning and gets past some of these other guys and then gets a rematch with Wilder, great. because the first fight was a good fight. But we got to establish some ground rules. How is it that Wilder, as a champion, he got to keep... So when Luis Ortiz was the mandatory for Joshua, he got to fight Klitschko, a 41-year-old. Everyone talks about Luis Ortiz's age. On paper, guess what? Klitschko is older. You know? And Luis Ortiz has always fought more aggressively than Klitschko. And Klitschko was coming off an 18-month loss and a layoff. So you're going to keep throwing that on Wilder, but no one else got to see Luis Ortiz. That's bullshit. It's like they want Wilder to they keep saying Wilder ain't fought no one, but he got to keep fighting, you know, Luis Ortiz, a guy who already gave him a difficult fight. Meanwhile, Dillian White could fight who he wants. Gerald Miller could fight Thomas Adamak, who was retired and really a cruiserweight that moved up and had been stopped by Eric Molina. That's not fair. That's not right, and I won't condone that. Beyonce ego, block him. You sound stupid as fuck. He said nobody wants to fight a cheater. Guess what? Canelo failed 2 drug tests and everybody wants to fight him at middleweight. Boop. You're the weakest link. Goodbye. You said no one wants to fight a cheater. Okay, why does everyone want to fight Canelo? Andre called him out. Triple G's chasing the bag. You know, Jaime Munguia talked about it. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez talked about it. Jamal Charlo said he want that smoke. Canelo failed. How does he want to fight it? And Joshua, since we're talking about heavyweight, he just fought a guy that failed 2 drug tests with 2 different drugs. So how did Povetkin get an opportunity? These young boys can't beat me. I'm telling you, it is what it is. Bevo, that motherfucker, Bevo Lottie got more head than he got body. Bevo said he'll drop down and wait for Canelo. Caleb Smith said he'll get at Canelo. Stop it. These dudes can't beat me, bro. Because they're not speaking fact. They're not speaking logic. They're just speaking with this. Mi corazón, you know, the heart and all that. That's stupid. That don't work like that. It's not how this game works. Oh, no one wants to fight a cheater, but Anthony Joshua just fought Povetkin. So Povetkin failed 2 drug tests, and guess what? He was suspended. Or Luis Ortiz, his second drug test got cleared up from the sanctioning body that caught him. He explained what happened with the high blood pressure, and they allowed him to fight for their belt. So his got excused. Povetkin's didn't. He was just on the sideline. Adam Kanowski, he's solid. He need more work before he started getting the big names, but a fight I want to see, Adam Kanowski versus Andy Ruiz Jr. That's a good fight. You know, ego matchmakers. Let me make the fights. Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Adam Kanowski, and they both got that same kind of deceptive type of shape for heavyweights. You know, that's a good fight. Andy Ruiz Jr., he's never been stopped. He needs to get more active, I think. Pacquiao AB, it's a big event. You know, I'm looking forward to it, but I would lean towards Pacquiao stylistically. Broner's going to have to really show me something. It's not inconceivable. I'm not counting Broner out like a lot of people are. A lot of people are counting him out off of emotion too, which, you know, you got to be emotionless in this business. Broner has a chance for sure. If little ass Marquez knocked out Pacquiao into, you know, the ozone layer, wherever the fuck Pacquiao was, he was no longer in the MGM Grand. I know that for a fact. He was at the crossroads. And I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm gonna. He was not. He was no longer with us for a minute. You know. So, but it's just the biggest thing where I have to lean towards Pacquiao. Pacquiao, he can't get into if you let him get into a rhythm, good luck. He don't stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just, do. You know, if he start getting confident and stuff, it's just good luck coming from behind and, you know, trying to, just like Lucas Matisse, as the fight wore on, he has too much power and too much volume. You can't come from behind, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marquez a little bit different because he had like 12 rounds times 3. You know, he had like 36 rounds with the man before he got it right and pulled the trigger. You know, this is Broner's first time fighting Pacquiao. Never spar with him or nothing, so you don't know all his feints and quirks and shit that Marquez might know. So I think Pacquiao's like a sports car. You know, you can't let him get to 60. Because he's like the bus on speed. Once this bus goes above 40 miles per hour, the bomb is armed. If it drops below 40, it detonates. So you gotta, that's how Pacquiao, he don't really stop. You're not gonna stop and go below 40 at that point. So it's gonna be up to Broner to get some respect early. He's gonna have to. And if he doesn't, I think he's gonna get broken down or get discouraged. But I'm not counting Broner out like some people. He's just gonna have to show me something. Infant Goldie, $5 super chat. Ego, I gotta give it to you, bro. You stay on your realistic boxing with no emotions, real talk. Keep doing your thing, bro. Pasadena to the Bay. California love, definitely. Listen, Ego always got a fresh cut. Man, I didn't have a fresh cut for a minute because I was doing a no shave November, but the boy had to cut. I had to come back with it, Look at that shadow taper, y'all. This is why they mad. Look. Can you do that to the Beach Boys? Can you do that to the Beach Boys? Hell nah. You can't do that to the Beach Boys. They don't got the shadow taper like us. Shout out to Derek Mitchell, $2 super chat. Reach one, teach one. Keep doing you, bro. H-Town. Get down. Mr. King Palmer, I see you. Man, we just working, man. We just doing this. Yeah, you should fade the beard. Yeah, you should not judge men in their facial hair. That's like, listen, I let the women like it. As long as the women like it, I'm good. I don't really care. Like the dudes that are saying, oh, that's a good cut, that's cool. But when you start scrutinizing, oh yeah, you need to take a number 2 to your beard and trim the sides, and they should have blended. Like, don't be studying my facial feature. That's weird, really weird. I cut my own hair to save money. I wish I knew how to cut hair. I'm kind of heavy-handed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I try to cut my hair. Back in the day, I cut plugs and my shit. My mom made me go to school like that. I was pissed. Fury's in shape, for sure. But, yeah, man, this Wilder-Fury fight got motherfuckers hating. They focus on everything but the fight. The fight, listen, this is what I'm talking about getting to the steak and potatoes. The bottom line is this is a good fight for boxing. Even Joshua and Eddie Hearns have admitted this, yet and still you have writers, commenters, channels who are still trying to make this sound like it's a bad thing for boxing. Like this is a bad fight. No matter if 20 people show up, 20,000 people show up, it's still a good fight and a big fight for boxing. You could say, oh, nobody knows Deontay Wilder in America. Great. Nobody knows him, but everybody who watches boxing wants to see Wilder versus Joshua. The end. End of story. You have no rebuttal for that unless you could tell me that name one fight. Listen, one fight. If Wilder gets past Fury, name one fight at heavyweight that right now, if they fought in April, would be bigger than Joshua Wilder. And if you say something stupid, you will be in the hot seat, and we're going to check your credentials right then and there. So if you say some stupid random name or something like that, then we're going to challenge it. Name one other fight that Joshua can have, from Dillian White 2 to Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker 2, Kubrat Pulev, Huey Fury, Tyson Fury if he loses to Wilder, Tony Bellew just retired, but if he comes out of retirement, Amir Mansour, Dominic Brazil, who we already beat and had him looking like Seth Brundle in The Fly, Adam Kanowski, Usyk if he moves up. Name one fight that is bigger. So if you can't do that, you lose by default. Because in your heart, that's the biggest fight. So, oh yeah, nobody knows Wilder in America. Well, guess what? Boxing fans know him, and it's the biggest fight for AJ. Unless you could tell me another one. And like I said, you could do the same thing with anybody. Ask those same people who Dmitry Bivol is. Ask them who Vasily Lomachenko is, or Alexander Usyk, or Alexander Vladstik, or Adonis Stevens, and they're not gonna know none of them motherfuckers. So a lot of them probably wouldn't even know Canelo. He don't even speak English. You have to be with the shit to know boxing. Boxing is a niche sport. It's that simple. You know, like, how can you go to a group of people, like, that's like me going to a bingo hall, all these old motherfuckers with oxygen tanks and, you know, just older people, and I'm start asking them about Tekashi. Like, it's stupid. That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go to a bingo hall asking people, you know, man, Spiffy got the blicky, huh? Stiffy got the blicky, huh? They were like, what are you talking about? You think them old people at the bingo hall gonna know who Tekashi 6ix9ine is? Like, really? Like, an old dude gonna be like, take his oxygen off. Stiffy got the blicky, huh? Gotti. Skunk gang, 30 bang, 50 bang. Like, why would they know that? You know what I'm saying? And even if one person or something happened to know, like some old person was just really Treyway, you know, it's not going to be the majority of the people at the bingo hall. I can assure you that. So I could do that. Anybody could do that. Go to the wrong environment. Motherfuckers holiday shopping at Target and you asking them, oh yeah, who's Rocky Fielding? Oh yeah, Rocky Fielding. Why don't you do that? Why don't IFL do that? Do that. Ask them who Rocky Fielding is. Because that's who Canelo's fighting at Madison Square Garden, historic venue. Ask them who Rocky Fielding is. And half of these motherfuckers in these UK cars. What about that? You know, ask them who the what's the name? Buglioni or Buglioni? Who the fuck is the guy that beat him? Ask him who Buglioni is. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with who knocked out Sam Eggington. What's his name? You know, okay. If the UK, if this is the, you know, the games we're playing, let's get it. So who knocked out Sam Eggington? Type it right now in the comment section. Who just knocked out Buglioni at light heavyweight? Or who just beat him? Name the whole DAZN card. The Usyk BELOEW DAZN card. Who did Nico fight? Who was Dave Allen's last opponent? Well, so what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? You can do the same thing. Oh, nobody knows Wilder. Okay, let's see how many people know Dave Allen or, you know, Buglioni or whatever his name is. Stop. You know, stop it. Stop it. You're dealing with a real one. You know, they want to do it to try to embarrass Deontay Wilder. Let's go through boxing. Ask him who. Let's go to L.A. and ask him who Frank Buglioni is, and if they watch his last fight. You know, he from London. Ask him. Ask him about his last fight. Ask him about what's the dude, O'Hara Davies. Ask him about him. Ask who stopped Buglioni. King Flacco, how are ticket sales going? Why do you care about that? Is it okay? Listen, you in the hot seat. Y'all want to play with me? Okay. Is Wilder Fury a good fight? Yes or no? Despite ticket sale, I don't know what they are. I swear to you, I don't know. But you in the hot seat. What does that have to do with anything? And is it a good fight? Is Wilder Fury a good fight? Yes or no? You got UK media covering Wilder Fury. So if Wilder is such a, you know, unknown commodity, why is UK media flying out from the UK to cover this fight? Stop playing with me, bro. You can't win at this game. So why even come to America? Because I know they don't come to America if the fight is not big enough. They're not going to fly out. So why is Sky Sports and all these motherfuckers, or whoever, BT and BET, whatever the fuck y'all got in the UK, why are they even coming to this fight if nobody knows Wilder? Stop playing with me, man. Y'all can't win. It's that simple. You can't win. You cannot win. Absolutely. I promise you. I put that on anything. You can't win. Because you know it don't make sense. You know it. Anyway, where's this cat at in the hot seat? What's his name? Hold on, let me find him again. We gotta find him. King Flacco. He said, how are ticket sales going? Two questions. One, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And two, is it a good fight? Yes or no? King Flacco. Please let me know. These dudes is getting dusted and disgusted, and you know it. Marlo's Corner. Peace out. California love. I already explained it, bro. I commented. Hold on. I didn't see nothing. Bro, I've been arguing for this fight, LOL. I'm not down at all. I'm asking you because you know the boxing game. Bro, you sound like a infiltrator. Bro, I told you guys, I don't know the ticket sales. I really don't know, because I'm going to the fight. I don't care about ticket sales, to be honest. No, but people keep doing this. We got to get back to this. My thing. We got to get back to the status quo of what we are. Are you a boxing fan or you work for Ticketmaster? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's really be. Again, people don't even know why there are. The reason Joshua's ticket sales are scrutinized and stuff is because his team keeps saying he's the end all be all. He's the A side. He's the biggest star in boxing. That is why. People are questioning it. People are looking into the numbers. People keep it. Tyson Fury, nobody said he was this proven pay-per-view star. No one said Wilder was a proven pay-per-view star. We'll see what it does. I don't know. So I don't know what ticket sales are. I don't care. I'm not paying for no ticket. No way. You know? So that's the thing. People are like, oh, how are tickets sales? Oh, look, 20% of the auditorium is left. Who cares? Like, I don't know. I told y'all straight up. Okay, the people that are talking about ticket sales, most of the motherfuckers ain't going to the fight, and a lot of them aren't even ordering the fight. You know, I told you I will show you what the fight is looking like, because I'm going to be there. You know, a lot of these dudes are like, oh yeah, look at ticket sale. Oh fucking, it hasn't even sold out capacity. Joshua sold out 80,000, but they're not going to the fight. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm traveling. I'll be at the fight. So I'll let you know. See, that's what I'm saying. Steak and potatoes. People keep asking, oh, what are the ticket sales? That's not my job. I don't care. I don't know. It's a good fight. But when I get there, then I can let you know what the crowd is looking like. I don't have no reason to lie. If it's dead, it's dead. If it's popping and it's lit, then it's lit. You know, I don't have to. I'm not DreamWorks Pixar. I'm going to start shooting videos and, you know, putting CGI people in the seats. Having them looking like the old Madden games and shit. They're all moving one way and shit. I'm not going to do all that. So I'll let you know what the ticket sales when I'm at the event. Or I'll let you at least know what the crowd is looking like. Because I don't know if they comp tickets and stuff like that. You guys, again, fans focusing on some bullshit. Like, they focus on, it's the most meaningful heavyweight fight. You know, it doesn't prove anything. That's like Justin Bieber could put out an album. He could be a bigger star than the next person. That doesn't mean his album is better than Frank Ocean's album or, you know, another album that's smaller because it got more publicity. It's not how, you know, Bryson Tiller had a really good first album. But let's say Justin Bieber drops on the first day and sell. That doesn't always tell you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the ticket sales are. To me, I thought the ticket sales were doing good, to be honest. But again, I haven't been following it like that. I just remember the $1 million worth of tickets sold in the first hour. So I thought it was cool. Another thing is people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Like with the ticket sale, the people are like, oh, they opened up another section. They did that for Triple G versus Vanes Martirosyan too. You know, so, you know, they oftentimes open up new sections if they have the room and they have the capacity, period. They did it for when I went to Golovkin versus Jacobs. They opened up a section. Initially, they actually consolidated. The media was supposed to have more of a section at Golovkin Jacobs. Any media person that went to that fight will attest to what I'm saying. You know, the media section was supposed to be like the ringside, and then also these rows, they just opened it up to customers to get some more money. That was that Golovkin versus Jacob. So opening seats, what does that mean? Of course, who wouldn't want their event to be as financially, beneficial as possible? Another thing is, this is just my own 2 cents. I know people that wanted to go to the Wilder versus Fury fight, and then after that $1 million worth of tickets sold day, they were looking into tickets and they were overpriced or highly priced. So, excuse me, that's another reason why ticket sales may or may not be wherever people expect them to be if you're pricing them too high. And from what I heard, someone said the cheapest ticket was like $500 after that $1 million worth of tickets sold. So, I can understand certain sections might not be sold out if it's $500 a pop, because some people don't have that. They don't have it like that for one night for a boxing event. But if they drop the ticket price, then they wouldn't have no problem. You got to use your brain and understand the game, period. Oh, shit. So, like Mayweather McGregor did the same thing. They had a lot of tickets. They could have sold more tickets, like, factually speaking. Canelo versus Golovkin sold more quantity of tickets. Quantity. Like, let's say it sold 18,650. Mayweather sold 16,000 something. But Mayweather McGregor generated more money because the tickets were higher priced, and they were at a high price point because they were trying, gouging people for the tickets, or, it's just a big event. It's Mayweather, so they charge top dollar. That's just how it goes, So the price points could also factor. You look at Golovkin versus Vanes Martirosyan. They said he set a record for StubHub. Yeah, but the tickets, you can get tickets for a reasonable price. So yeah, people from fucking LA, if you don't have nothing to do on a Saturday, you'll go see that because the tickets is mad cheap. Like, put it this way. Wilder versus Fury's happened at the Staples Center. Chocolatito and Cecilia Brækhus were supposed to fight. He's off the card now. But they were supposed to fight, I think, at the Forum. Now, the difference being is the Cecilia Brækhus card, the tickets are going to be a lot cheaper. Go look at this. Even when Chocolatito was on the card, tickets are probably reasonably priced. So you could buy, for the cost of what it would cost 1 or 2 tickets, you could buy 10 tickets at a cheaper price. You got to understand the business. Yeah, if I'm going, I'll go see Chocolatito and Cecilia Brækhus when I'm only paying $25 for reasonable seat, $40, just like in the UK. Oh my God! Shout out to D, man. This is what I do this for. Eagles Army, my shooters. He says, when did boxing become about everything else but two fighters fighting each other to fight to see who's the best? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's sad. They rather talk about everything. That's fear. Fear. They want to talk about everything but the actual fucking fight. Joshua Wilder's the biggest heavyweight fight if Wilder gets past Fury. End of story. You could say no one knows Wilder. He ain't sold out a stadium. He's chicken legs, chicken little, whatever the fuck. He wild, windmill, all the bullshit. But it's the biggest fight. End of story. Hey, block King Flacco. He can't come back. He talking crazy. No, don't put him in timeout. Block him. He not in timeout. He blocked. Get him out of here. And you know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing is? Don't let them distract you. Wilder and Tyson Fury are new to this whole pay-per-view deal. Am I lying? They're new to this. Yet you see the same channels propagating the same shit and the same writers and people and commenters. Guess what? I ain't heard shit about Canelo Alvarez, a proven pay-per-view guy, and Rocky Fielding. That's at Madison Square Garden. Canelo's moving up in weight. I ain't seen one video on my homepage. I ain't heard nobody talking about no ticket sales. I don't even know where it's at. That's the same type of thing. Canelo is a proven. He's been in there with Cotto. He's been in there with Golovkin twice, all on pay-per-view. He's obviously been in there with Floyd fucking Mayweather Jr. And he's fighting in 3 weeks. And I ain't heard one person say anything about, oh, Canelo, look, they're opening sections and Canelo, they got extra. This is Canelo's first time since being a major star fighting on the East Coast in New York that I know of. If you know of a fight where he fought in New York since becoming, the man in boxing, please let me know, because I don't remember. He's been fighting in Vegas. He fought in Texas for Trout, in Kirkland. I don't ever remember him fighting in New York. I ain't heard one motherfucker say nothing about Canelo. He's the superstar. Nobody said Wilder was the biggest star in boxing at this moment. What are the Canelo ticket sales? That's what I'm saying. So people keep, why are you not talking about ticket sales? I don't know none of these ticket sales. I don't, unless it's like something heavily been reported or something. I don't know. But I ain't heard nobody, all these people talk who are inquiring. They talking more about the Wilder Fury fight than they are Canelo's fight. And Canelo's the proven superstar. Wilder is not a proven pay-per-view. Hopefully the bout does well because it's what's right for boxing. So get that pay-per-view. But Canelo's the superstar, and I don't see. So that's what I'm saying. This is the type of shit they do to Floyd. They hold certain people to different standards. Shout out to Mr. King Palma, $3 super chat. So explain it. Explain it to me. Make it make sense. Canelo's the proven superstar. Has he sold out Madison Square Garden yet with Rocky Fielding? I genuinely don't know. Marlo's Corner said he's getting it. Man, support. That's how we get. I know people can't around the holidays can't afford everything, but if you got it, just get it, because that's how we get what we want in the sport of boxing when events are successful. I'm not gonna tell you guys what to support and what not to support. You guys make the call. But if it's a sport you love and it's the right, the right fight and it's a meaningful fight, you guys spend money on weed and lean and all this extra shit. Some of y'all prostitutes and strippers, strip clubs and stuff. Give back to the sport. Spend it. That's how we keep getting what we want. Boxing's in a good place, so don't get that twisted. But and this is the thing. This is the fake part about it. Eddie Hearn's already been on record talking about if Wilder does over $1 million, he could get a 50-50. He can get a 50-50 split. We should be trying to get this Wilder Fury fight over the line of doing really well, because that will hopefully ensure that he gets the proper deal. So in April, we get to see Wilder versus Joshua versus Wilder. You get me? The better this does, the greater the chances of Joshua fighting Wilder next. But you got motherfuckers like, I'm not buying the pay-per-view. That's why I don't even, you're not a boxing fan to me. You're not a boxing fan because you don't care about the greater good. I genuinely care. I spend a ton of money on boxing. I know I get into fights for free, but look at what I have to pay to get a flight. I could just sit up here and just be high on the hog and not go to any of these fights. And I could make more money probably doing that because I wouldn't have to spend no money. But I'm doing it for the brand. I'm doing it for the fans. Bars. I'm doing it for the brand and I'm doing it for the fans. So I show up. I will be at Wilder Fury. I'm gonna try to get you guys the coverage. Plus, I want our presence felt at the fights. We get the questions we want, and we get the footage how we want to do the footage, and it's just good for boxing. I feel like I'm helping grow the sport of boxing. But these motherfuckers talking about they're not getting my $75. And then if it doesn't do well, then that's gonna be a built-in excuse for Team Joshua. Say, hey, your pay-per-view flopped, so guess what? Joshua's fighting Dillian White. You guys don't see it. This will box it. If you really and truly want Wilder to fight Joshua, then this will increase the pressure to make the fight if this fight is successful. Yet you got people who are diehard boxing fans, but because they treat boxing like it's some gangbanging shit, like this is Treyway or some shit, so they want to stall a fight out, or they want it to do bad. Who's just out here like doing that? Like for even me, like I never said I wanted DAZN to do bad. I've never said that, but I do give my honest opinion. And at the point when DAZN first came out, I said, what Eddie Hearn has put up, I got to see more, because I got to see bigger fights. And I still feel the same way. I still got to see more from DAZN. To know it's the future, to the point where we can even have discussions that other reputable companies that have been out longer, that are networks with a lot of power and budgets, would even be in danger of closing, like Eddie Hearns was saying. And Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearns, they can do all these little games like, oh, who knows Wilder in America? But guess what? Eddie Hearns, who has he turned into a U.S. star? He got Demetrius Andrade, nobody's talking about right now. Tevin Farmer. Look, who's Tevin Farmer fight? He's fighting on the Canelo card. Tell me right now who he's fighting. Right now. Don't look it up. Who's Tevin Farmer fighting in 3 weeks on the Canelo fielding card? See? Look how long it's taken. Tevin Farmer, his nickname is the American Dream, and one person knew who he was fighting. And I don't even know if they had time to look it up. So, stop playing with me. America is different. Tevin Farmer's a really good fighter. That's my dude. Shout out to him. Very skilled, real good, great story, Philly tough. But I'm using that as an example because Eddie Hearn keeps gloating about how, nobody knows Wilder. Okay, nobody knows Wilder, but all of his events have done significantly more people in the crowd than any DAZN event to this point. Name one DAZN fight that you think will have more people in the building than Wilder Fury, or even Wilder versus Ortiz at the Barclays. So, the saying, you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. People want to criticize the other person's lawn, but they don't want to look in their own backyard. You looking at, look at Ego's lawn, he needs to cut his grass, and then we look in your backyard, you got weeds and dog shit that you haven't picked up, and dirt patches. Don't talk about my lawn when your lawn's just as bad, if not worse. But this is the society we live in. So anyway, listen, I'm just talking about fact. Who has Eddie Hearns with Matchroom USA turned into a star? You can't say I'm hating and you can't answer the question. Name a Matchroom USA fighter that is now a star because Eddie Hearn is promoting him. Canelo is not with Matchroom USA. If you guys continue to guess and not know boxing, we're going to put you in the hot seat. Name a Matchroom USA fighter who is now a big star. I'm asking you. I'm leaning on the boxing fans to tell me this. Y'all ain't gonna answer? So once again, there's a lot of good fighters. I'm not saying this to roast a fighter. I'm just telling you what you're up against. America is not the UK. There's different sports. There's different interests. We got to get boxing back to the point. See, here's another reason. I'm gonna tell y'all. If y'all want me to tell you what I feel is one of the problems for boxers, why they don't get the same level of celebrity status as some other sports? Can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? And smash the like button. I'm going to drop a gem right now. I'll tell you what I think it is. Eddie Hearn didn't make me, so that don't make no sense. I've been doing this before, Eddie Hearn even came to the U.S., so that off top don't make sense. This dude said, I'm the star that Eddie Hearn made. He didn't make me. My checks don't say Matchroom USA or Barry or Eddie Hearn. All right, I'm going to drop a gem. Hold on, that's kind of hot in here. Hold on. All right, so this is my theory. One, race does play a part. I do think there are some people who, like, they always go against Americans. They go against the American fighters. America's a melting pot. You got people who migrate and, come from different areas, and they're really transplants to the USA, which makes it the place it is, home of the brave, land of opportunity, etc. So you got people from Mexico, Cuba, Italy, just different regions, Pakistan, wherever, Middle East, China, and they all come to America, for they've heard about it or whatever, and make a name for themselves. So that's one thing. You got a melting pot. When it's boxing, it's mano y mano. It's two people in there. So that's where some people's racial prejudices and stuff come about. A lot of the American talents are African American. Not all, obviously, but there are a lot. So that's one thing so they don't get the same type of exposure. Like, look at HBO. HBO always talking about Eastern European fighters and Dimitri Bivol and all this stuff. But then they had Terrence Crawford on the network at one moment, at a point in time, and they never really talked about him like they talk about Lomachenko or, Kovalev or Bivol or something. So that's one thing. Americans don't even always support Americans or American media. Another reason, besides like race and like, how things are rationed out, is the fighters don't stay in like boxing has gotten to a point where people don't fight as frequently. You're lucky to see a guy fight 3 times in a year, but the average seems to be like Keith Thurman 0 times a year. Keith Thurman went from 1 time to no time because he ain't fought at all this year, and then the other guys are fighting probably once or twice. Tank fought once. The Charlos by the end of the year, they'll fight twice. Canelo by the end of the year will have fought twice. Golovkin fought twice, so that's about the frequency of the big stars. If you're a Jaime Munguia or something, he's fought like 7 or 8 times this year. So the average is not that high. So bottom line is, you're only in the public when you're in training camp. They need to do better jobs of getting these faces out. And I think Al Heyman is helping some of his stable with this, looking at the business beyond one particular fight. Like, for example, and this is not to call anyone out, I'm just giving you a thought. Terrence Crawford. First of all, the Jeff Horn fight was horribly promoted. Horrible. A lot of people didn't know if it was on ESPN, ESPN Plus. It wasn't promoted good. They had mess ups with the date. It was supposed to be this date. It was supposed to be in New York. It was supposed to be in Vegas. It was supposed to be in New York. Then it went back to Vegas. It just wasn't promoted good. I went to the fight, but it wasn't promoted good. 2, he fought Jose Benavidez. That got promoted better because there was some, a Mexican American versus a black fighter. There was some tension and comments made. Jose Benavidez pushed him, and it was on regular ESPN, so it made a lot of noise, and people kept seeing the clip. So that fight did well. I think it's just behind Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. But now look at it. Now Terrence Crawford is probably not fighting for the rest of the year, and not enough people know what he's doing. I know what he's doing because this is my job, and I really like Crawford, and I go to his social media and follow him and stuff like that. But he's not on like Conan O'Brien. He's not probably going to be at Canelo's fight. So these guys don't stay in the limelight for the most part. You have to constantly be out there. Like, how I got popping on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. YouTube is just consistency. Just consistently, you have no choice but to see my videos now. Yeah, I have people who are mad. I fucking hate your channel, and they keep showing up. Good, motherfucker. Good. I work too hard. You have no choice but to see me. They were like, how do I stop your videos from coming up? Nope. Me and YouTube got this thing. You can't stop my videos from showing up. They be mad too. The haters be mad. But, you know, that's what it is. Just being in the public. Branding. You know, you have to be in the... Conor McGregor does a really good job of it. He, like, when he's not fighting, he'll go to a Bellator event. He was at the DAZN card. He went and walked out Mick Connellan on St. Patty's Day weekend. I was in New York that weekend to cover a fight. I think Jacobs... It might have been Jacobs versus Golovkin. But he stays out there. He stays in your face. You know, he got the proper 12. I don't know what you're taking. Who the fuck is that? Like, you know, if he's beefing with someone on social media, talking shit about Floyd, he'll stay in your face more. You know, and that helps. People don't, like, I know about branding. Trust me. This is a brand. What we do here, this is a brand. And this doesn't come easy. It comes at a cost. You got to grind for it. You know, but like, a lot of fighters, when they're not fighting, it's just you don't know about it. You don't hear enough about them. Like, Top Rank, I'm not just calling Top Rank out because this is everybody, but they should be putting out something for, even though Crawford, we don't know who he's fighting next, put out a Crawford special right now. But they don't. That's not how boxing works. People won't, like, if he's not fighting and his fight's not announced, then there's no bio about Terrence Crawford. You know, they're just going to do a bio on Lomachenko and Jose Pedraza. That's the reality of it. You got to stay in your face. Andre Ward, smart brother. He understands the business. Being in Creed 2, you know, hosting the Contender. So even though he's retired, he's still kind of in your face. He's still a commentator for ESPN. You know, he's been at certain fights because he mentors and manages Shakur Stevenson. So, you know, he's doing some interviews. Smart. Keeps your face out there. Not all these fighters don't do that. Like Danny Garcia, what's up with him? Where's Danny Garcia? He's not fighting till April. Where is he at? You know what I'm saying? You have to be out there. You know, but these guys are making, you know, the top level guys are making $1 million plus a fight, so they just kind of just live life and stuff. But you have to work on your brand. Luis Collazo versus Terrence Crawford. That's what it's looking like. You know, that's why it was a good thing. Like Errol Spence, how he hit him and Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence went to a Top Rank card, and him and Terrence Crawford got into it. That was big because it's viral. You know, the First Take might talk about it or whoever. First Take or you know, Undisputed with dumbass Skip Bayless. That's a perfect name for him, Skip, because when I see him talk, I just skip it. That's a great, when your first name is the verb in which people listen, like view your content, then that makes a lot. His parents did a good job with that name, because his name is exactly what I do. Skip. It's Skip. Yeah, I skip everything the fuck he talking about. He be saying dumb shit. That was a good ass name. Oh, shout out to the Baylesses, you know. That was a great name. Skip, motherfucker. Oh, he's about to talk? Okay, Skip. Yeah, Skip, all right, motherfucker. He just be saying too much. Crypt Keeper looking at, like, you just be saying too much. I can't. You gotta talk some. See, like, that's why I don't even like talking boxing with certain people, because they don't respect. How do I send you a message, bro? My email's in my description box. directedbyego@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Twitter. Skip said Mayweather has never felt power like Conor McGregor. Boy, if you don't, you tripping. But anyway, yeah, I think basically the fighters have to stay relevant. Like, you know, Errol Spence being at the Dallas Cowboys game, that's good. That was on Thanksgiving, 30 million people. I did the video about it. 30 million people got to see that. That's good. And that's why it's good with Fox, is because they could do that. See, this is the thing with DAZN. Canelo's fighting in 3 weeks. And if listen, the thing is this, boxing fans keep coming back. No matter if we get bullshit decisions and premature stoppages, we come back. We know what to look for. We know where to look. But turning on new fans, that's why it's like a secret society. Like when I go out in public and I meet someone and they're like, I find out they watch boxing, it's like, oh wow, you watch boxing? It's like we two slaves. It's like running into another slave. Like when you on the run or some shit, and you found another illegal slave that escaped too. It's like, oh, you's a watcher boxing. Me too. I love the sport of boxing. You know, like two slaves just found out each other was slaves and stuff, and they was on the run without. You ain't have your free papers. Me neither. I was on the run from the laws. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like a secret society. Like I'm like, oh shit, you know who Terrence Crawford? You know Benavidez? Oh shit. You feel like you have like you ran into a friend from a long time ago or something. Like, it's you. You know arrow spins. I don't know arrow spins. We all like man down. We all know spin. You feeling like a fucking slave, motherfucker, like Django and shit. I got blocked for no reason, bro. It was an honest question. Who are you, bro? What did you get blocked for? I don't even know who you... See, that's what I'm saying. I can't stop the whole stream to deal with one person named @King. Bro, I don't know who you are. I don't even know what you're talking about. He's like, I got blocked, but I came back. I took the Underground Railroad to get to you. What are you talking about? Who blocked you? What are you talking about? Oh, it's King Flacco. Oh, yeah, you was being disrespectful. That's why you got blocked. He said he donated money to say that. Hey, you say, oh, you a fuck boy, or you said some shit. You was talking slick, bro. You can't talk to the host like that. And see, you guys always wait for, like, I wasn't even talking about, like, we were, whatever dialogue we had, you were like, you ain't gonna be talking to me like that. You on some stupid fuck boy shit. That's why you got blocked, bro. Yeah, it's King Flacco. These dudes, man, they be coming back, bro. They said Flocka back. Waka Flocka back, bro. Bro, and you said it at a point where nobody was even talking about that situation. And I said it wasn't no fuckboy shit. He said I was on the fuckboy shit, bro. Who is he? Okay, bro, can somebody find King Flacco and unblock him? Just watch him if he's talking crazy. But why? But you're still in here, so why are you? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're already back under this alias account. Hey, how about this? You tell me post a link to your King Flacco account, and I'll unblock it right now. And then we'll just watch your behavior if you. Hey, stop! No, y'all tripping. All right, send me your King Flacco account, and I'll unblock it. But I have to keep this thing moving because they be getting impatient when I take a sip of drink or something. I can come here for this, motherfucker. Talk. So they not gonna just sit and wait for while we deal with your Flacco. So you have this burner account. So go find the link to your regular account, the King Flacco one, paste it in the comment section, and I'll unblock it. But you have to make it convenient where I can just click it. Okay, Ronald Finkley found you. See, everybody give some claps to Ronald Finkley. He went all the way through the chat and found the King Flacco and unblocked you. So you're back. You can go. You can get off your burner account and use your regular one. But you can't just be out here disrespecting. Cool. That's established. Thank you, Ronald Finkley. He released you. You're on parole. You're not locked up like Treyway. Thank you. Shout out to Ronald Finkley. Anywho, Wilder Fury, I think it's a good fight. A lot of people are hating on it and acting like it's somehow a bad thing. Focus on like ticket sales. Again, if it flops, or I hope, that's, to me, that's a sad thing, is if meaningful fights flop. What does that tell you? But then Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Canelo did over 1 million. We got to fix that. That's more of a problem internally within boxing. We should want to support what's right for boxing and the good fight. Speaking of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., what is up with him? This dude, first of all, you was going to fight El Perro Angulo, and you can't even like complete whatever is needed to face him. Like, they said he didn't do his medicals, so his fight got canceled. Wow. That's sad, bro. Chavez just keeps getting chance after chance. Chavez just keep getting chance after chance. Like, I love his daddy, man. I respect the hell out of his dad. And I always wanted Chavez to do well because of, the admiration I have for his father and what his father represents to boxing and the game. But it's just like, dude keep getting chances. Chance after chance after chance. His brother got killed. When did that happen? What brother? I never heard that. Is that real? But you can't even use that because, first of all, it sounds like something recent if that is true. Second of all, he's been doing this stuff. So, like, if that happened, I highly doubt that it was, he wasn't acting like this before. He's always weighed in naked and all this extra shit. What brother was it? Is one of his brothers that was a fighter or what? Eddie Hearn. Oh my gosh, did y'all hear Dana White going in on Oscar De La Hoya? That shit was crazy. Who heard it? By round of applause. Can I get a hell yeah if you heard that? Did y'all hear Dana White going in on that, man? That shit was nuts. He went all the way in on De La Hoya. He was calling him a cokehead. He said Oscar De La loser and Oscar De La cokehead, nutsack. He was just going ham. Like, he was like really going ham on him. I was like, damn. And it's crazy because they used to be friends. But I think he said it all started when the fight with Mayweather McGregor. He said De La Hoya started hating tough. And then after, he said he wanted to fight McGregor, which made no sense. That Dana White was actually, aside from the insults and shit, what he was saying made sense though. He was going in. He said De La Hoya is a dope fiend. He's a junkie. He was going like hard like that. I'm not just saying it. He was like saying all of this. He said he's a dope fiend and a junkie and he needs to check himself into rehab. Basically, his gripe was this. He says, bottom line, Chuck Liddell just fought Tito Ortiz, got knocked out in 1 round, right? He said, Chuck Liddell's my friend of 20 plus years or whatever, one of the early UFC stars, and I have a friendship with him, a kinship with him, and what you did by making that fight was criminal. And then I guess Dana White spoke out previously before the fight happened and said this is not a good look for the Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell 3. And De La Hoya says that, he responded back by saying Dana White underpays his fighters and, he's doing what's right for the fighters. And Dana White just went berserk. He said, how you doing? Dana White got a body. Dana White was so frustrated. He caught a body though. Cause he said, how do you care more about the fighters, but you put in an older fight? Chuck Liddell's a fighter, so he's not going to tell you no, but sometimes you got to save a fighter from themselves. And you put a damn near 50-year-old in there with somebody who's a couple of years younger. And he said he retired 8-9 years ago or whatever it was, that's when he should have retired. He didn't even want to retire then. Chuck Liddell is a fighter by nature, by heart. He's not going to, you know, turn down the fight. But at some point, you know, somebody got to intervene and step in. He said, so how do you care about the fighter? You put a 50-year-old in there off an 8-year layoff, 9-year layoff, or whatever, or 14-year, whatever it was, you know, off a long-ass layoff. And that's a good point. He said, I don't know how California State Athletic Commission even sanctioned this fight. He says that it was like a travesty, really. It was a travesty. It was a fight that never should have happened. And he said, how can you say that you care about the fighter and you didn't even know their fucking names? He said you had 15 fighters on the undercard or 18 total fights and you didn't know nobody's name. And that's true. De La Hoya was like, oh yeah, this is a big event and I don't really know everyone's name. That's literally what De La Hoya said. And he says you're on a crack binge, you smoke 12 pounds or he said something crazy. You smoke 2 pounds of coke and then you're like clapping your hands and shit at the podium and saying how cold it is. And De La Hoya really did do that. He was at the podium. He's like, oh, it's cold. He was doing that. And he was like, but you care about the fighters. And he's like, you don't even know the main event's name. He's like Chuck Liddell, or he said something. He mispronounced their name, Chuck Liddell or something. And he's like, how you care about the fighters? You don't even know their fucking names. Dana White was going ham. I was like, damn, son.
I love you. And before we get, I wanted to obviously, he said now he's not going to address Chuck on Twitter anymore. And I'm taking it you did see that fight. I'm not sure if you watched it.
I was up in my house in Maine. I saw it on the internet, on the social media the next day.
We're talking, of course, about Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, and obviously I'm sure Chuck wanted to do that fight in the UFC. How do you feel about that fight going on?
Listen, I love Chuck Liddell, and I don't ever want to badmouth Chuck Liddell or even people even think I'm remotely badmouthing Chuck Liddell. But the reality is, first of all, let's say this first. I heard last week the cokehead Oscar De La Weirdo is talking shit that I don't have any place to tell guys when to retire. I don't tell friends when. First of all, it's called friendship. Friendship, you fucking cokehead. I've been friends with Chuck Liddell, for 20 years. And the reality is that Chuck Liddell retired when he should have retired. 8-9 years ago, however long it was. And Chuck Liddell's almost 50 years old and has no business fighting anymore. And the fact that
there are 2,700 robocalls made every second in the U.S. You might have been on the receiving end of one.
That the state of California even let that fight happen is disgusting. Disgusting. Chuck Liddell has an incredible legacy. He's a huge superstar in this sport. So of course, as a friend, anybody who claims to be a friend of Chuck Liddell and was anywhere near this fight is full of shit. They're not a friend of Chuck Liddell. To let him go in and fight this fight is terrible.
And it's not a case. It's not a case of you telling him to retire early. Obviously you guys were very close, and you don't want to see him get hurt.
That's the problem is Chuck Liddell is a fighter. Chuck Liddell loves to fight. That's his passion. It's what he loves in life. But there comes a day and age. Fighting is a young man's game. You can't do it. And Oscar fucking De La Hoya says, come over to Golden Boy where we respect the fighters, and it makes me sick what these fighters were paid and all this shit. Out of 14 fights on the card, 5 bouts were amateur fights, which means he didn't pay him jack shit, right?
Right.
And 12 of the professional fighters on the card made less than 3-3. What the fuck are you talking about, you cokehead junkie? And some of the guys on the card made 1,000 and 1,000. And you know what? He respects the fighters so much, he couldn't even remember their fucking names at the press conference.
Yeah, he was saying that imagine if you would have told George Foreman or Bernard Hopkins, but those guys are very, very rare exceptions. How about Meldrick Taylor or what happened to Ali? There's so many more cases of fighters who get hurt badly and who wind up in terrible shape by fighting too long than the very, very rare exceptions who make it through okay.
Exactly. I hope somebody talks De La Hoya into fighting again, okay? I hope the state of California makes the fight, and I hope he gets fucking knocked out just like Chuck Liddell did in the first round. Fucking cokehead nutball.
Well, Tito even said afterwards that he would not have let Chuck fight.
Yeah. Tito's in the... listen, Tito and Oscar De La Dummy were made for each other, man. Those two fucking nutheads. First of all, Tito says, "Hey, you guys want to get paid? Come over to Golden Boy MMA." Are you kidding me? Hey, my brother, wait a couple months till this whole thing pans out. Everybody's going to be suing everybody in a couple months. There was no money made over there. De La Hoya's a moron, an absolute moron, and I don't know how Chuck allowed himself to be talked into this stupid shit.
It's probably just one of those things where he wanted to fight, and Oscar De La Hoya told him what he wanted to hear.
Yeah, I agree with you, unfortunately.
Have you talked to Chuck at all in the lead up?
As you guys can see, a severe tongue lashing. He was going in on De La Hoya. He said he's a fucking moron, Oscar De La weirdo, Oscar De La cokehead. They didn't make no money. You're not a real friend of Chuck Liddell by even letting this happen. How did the California State Athletic Commission even sanction this? He was going off crazy. But, the thing is, it is sad because, like, Chuck Liddell, he had 2 wins over Tito Ortiz, and it could have been left at that. But now he's been knocked out in the 1 round by him, 14 years after the fact. So that's on his record now because it was a sanctioned fight, a main event. You sound stupid. LOL, Dana White just angry because Oscar MMA was a successful event. What are you talking about? Okay, what was it? Here, you're in the hot seat. I hate when dudes just arbitrarily put stuff. So how is it a success? It had 7,000 people there, I think, a little bit over that. So what was the success? Are people saying in the MMA world, like, ecstatic over the results? Are there any legendary fights on there? What are you talking about? See, we gonna hold. This is what I'm saying. This is my job. I always gotta force the truth out of people. He said he's dead. Why would the fuck would you? Dana White just had Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. You think this fight card at the Forum topped that? Why would he be jealous? They didn't thought it would be. You can't even speak English, bro. They didn't thought it would be a success event. Bro, you're not even speaking like proper English. They didn't thought it would be. Strike one, because I don't even know what the fuck you're even saying anymore. Bro, how is it a success? In what terms? What is the buy rate? I haven't heard that. What is the pay-per-view buy rate? Since they didn't thought. You tell me the pay-per-view buy rate. Where's this? What is the success? Like, this is what I'm saying. Y'all just be saying shit. He said they didn't think it would be a success. Okay, so it's a success in what terms? Not everybody speak English. Okay, strike 2 because you're avoiding the question. We're going to make this snappy. Not everyone speaks English, but you're typing English on an English channel. Okay. So you're saying it's a massive success under what terms? Like what was successful about it? And why would Dana White be jealous when he got Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes, which is probably going to be a bigger event? He did Cormier versus Stipe Miocic, Cormier versus who did Cormier just fight? Why am I? Oh yeah, Derek Lewis. He got John Jones coming back in a rematch to a good first fight with Gustafsson. So why would Dana White be upset over that card? That's like saying, oh, Al Heyman's just jealous of Eddie Hearn because of Gerald Miller versus Dogban Dinu. Why Al Heyman got Errol Spence versus Mikey Broner and Pacquiao. You think he's sweating Gerald Miller versus Dog Bandinu that card? That's the equivalent, bro. What are you talking about? You got 10 seconds. You wasting my time. 8 seconds. This is how we do them. 6 seconds. 4 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. What's your final answer? Why would Dana White be jealous over that card? It was a $50 pay-per-view that ended in 1 round, and the MMA world by and large are clowning the event. And the outcome was pretty predictable, to be honest. My nigga, you go light their ass up. Because they don't be talking about nothing. They just say bullshit. So this is how you treat the visitor. Block him. Just get it. Yep, that's how I treat him. Yep, you don't have your visitor's pass. We don't see it. You not Ego's army. He said, this how you treat. Get him out of here. Saquai Razakak. Yep, that's how we treat visitors when you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Anyway, that's a stream. You guys enjoy. Yeah, it's sad. Chuck Liddell, 50 years old. Knocked out. I knew at the media day that wasn't a good sign because he didn't look like the hitting the mitts. He looked kind of stiff. This is a young man's game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do what you did when you were younger in general. But beyond that, it's even harder to do when you take an 8-year hiatus or whatever length of time he was out of the ring. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you were active, like Bernard Hopkins, if you were actively fighting at that later age, that in itself is hard. But imagine Bernard Hopkins taking 8, 9, 10 years off and then coming back. It would be even hard. He probably wouldn't have been able to accomplish what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have muscle memory all day, but how it becomes increasingly hard to beat. Like, how do you beat Canelo when he's fighting 2 times a year and he's already younger than you? He might be stronger than you, and he's frequently fighting, staying fresh. Like for me, it's just, this is with anything. So my profession, I make videos, I edit. The more videos I do, the better I get. I improve my workflow. And it's, just the repetition of things. You get a system down. So you don't edit for 10 years and then you just try to out edit me. Good luck. You still remember little things but whatever. But what do you think is going to have the higher success rate? The person who's been editing daily for the last couple years, or somebody who that's like me working at Lowe's. I worked at Lowe's a long time ago now. I haven't, all the changes that they've made, I don't know, I would have to refresh my memory on some of that stuff. They got new systems and new employees and new operating systems and shit. I don't remember every button, but when I was working there daily, I remember, 112.5, I knew how to log in and all that. I'd have to relearn that stuff again because I've been out of the loop so long. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. We got some good fights, though, coming up. Let me know what you guys think. And we out. Peace out.